Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to be talking about the severe weather risk for today. We can see a slight risk where crystal is making landfall and an enhanced risk into the north central US. And you can see the biggest threat will be wind and hail, but we do have a 10% hatch risk of seeing a tornado in that area as well. We'll just make sure to keep an eye on that and make sure that, we don't get too out of hand up there. So what I want to take a look at for you guys here, first off, we're going to go to the tornado, and you can see that 10% hatch risk. Also have that 5% down here in New Orleans, and where crystal is making landfall. So basically New Orleans and Mississippi. But we do have the bigger area right here, the more concerned area, the 10% hatch risk. We have a 5% as well, and then we also have that 2% chance of a tornado surrounding it. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Now the wind threat, we do have that 30% hatch risk. So you can see for Grand Forks, we got Fargo. I do believe, yeah, Fargo. I think we got Bismarck pretty close to it. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. And then finally, the hail threat, which also a 30% hatch risk with a little bit smaller area to cover, but Bismarck a little bit closer to that as well. So the hail threat is pretty good. We have a 10% or greater probability that we could see 2-inch diameter hail or larger. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Now I'm going to go out to the satellite, and you can see here storms are beginning to fire off. Just watch over in Minnesota, storms really starting. You can see that one cell just explode right there. Another interesting thing to see here is kind of like the line of moisture right here that's going to be exploding into these cells. So you can just watch that unfold. Like, you can just see that line of moisture as it moves across, stretching all the way down almost to Oklahoma, which is really insane to think about with that cloud base. But yeah, you can see those storms firing up. Now I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the radar really quick. So you can see this is the current storm I was looking at before I started this. So you can see here that this storm, it's a pretty good storm. You can see I've been watching this storm for a while. Currently it's the only severe thunderstorm warning that is issued. So you can see here it's producing pretty good hail. It was producing 2-inch hail at one point. Reported that we had, let's see here, around Thief River Falls, we had around 1.25-inch diameter hail, which is pretty insane. And this storm is now tracking towards Gyrja, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's moving northeast. That's all I have to say, towards Lake of Woods. So make sure to watch out with this cell, and you can see it has a pretty nice structure to it right here. It's definitely producing hail. We probably have a hail core somewhere in there, not showing up on radar though. In fact, hold on guys, before I go check the other models, I just want to do this for you. So here you go. Here's what the storm complex looks like. You can see this is around 40,000 feet, possibly 50,000 feet right here, guys. Very good cell that's organized right here. I want to go ahead and look at this row though. Hold on. Let's see here. I want to go ahead, take a peek into this thing. I don't want this. There we go. So let's see here. You can see we do have red. We don't have really any purple showing up, and no whites either, but we do have the reds showing up here. So we're going to keep an eye on this cell as it moves just past Thief River Falls. It's moving northeast, so it's moving that way. Alright, there we go. Now guys, I want to go back here. I want to take a look at the NAM 3KM model run here. So you can see currently we have these storms moving out of Minnesota and Wisconsin. And you'll see here I just want to point out, guys, how quickly storms will fire up. You'll see right here near Nebraska and South Dakota how quickly these storms fire up. 3, 2, 1, boom. Right there, storms just fire up really quickly, and you can see how quickly those turn, like, severe. And you can see here, we have these storms up here in Minnesota, and then we have these storms also down here in North and South Dakota, with this line extending basically all the way down almost into Kansas, which is insane to think about. It's a small line, isolated showers and thunderstorms more to the south here. Alright, and you'll see here that the more widespread stuff will probably be near north, it's probably going to be like eastern, North and South Dakota, and more northern and western Minnesota. So that's where you're probably going to see the more widespread stuff, and that then transitions into more weaker stuff, and then it dies out. And you can also see how Cristobal is probably going to also produce severe weather as it moves up into the Midwest as well, into Wisconsin, where it's going to basically still be like a very tropical low, subtropical low, as it spreads rainfall there as well. Now this is the HRRR model of it, pretty similar idea. We have these storms popping up, and Monday it dies out. We do have that line low, so it's going to be a pretty interesting sight to see how this all plays out today. I'll keep you guys all covered on my Twitter, so go make sure to check that out. I'll put it in the comments, okay? Alright. Now, I want to go ahead and show you guys the cape for this. So you can see here, this is the NAMS version of cape. You can see we have some cape starting to rise, and we get that full cape, and basically, you can see here, so Sunday, you can see right here, we have around 5,000 cape. This is where it's going to be probably the best chance of that severe weather, and we get that surge of cape right here as well in Minnesota, which is also going to feel these severe thunderstorms. Now the GFS, a little bit weaker with the cape wise, but we have a good amount of shear it's going to be bringing. So you can see here, with this you can see that it's kind of weaker over North and South Dakota, but then it gets stronger over Minnesota, and then we get that second surge of it as well to fuel these storms. So that's just something we have to keep an eye out for, I guess. Now this is the shear, and that's another thing that's going to help these storms. This is a GFS about the shear, and you can see here the shear is going to be pretty good for this as well. That's another thing that's going to be fueling these severe thunderstorms. So you can see here a lot of shear that's going to help it with the progression of these storms. So very good amounts to really get these storms going. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about with you guys today. Make sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next weather related video. Bye guys, stay safe, I love you all.